Good evening, my dear viewer. What a beautiful panorama. I'm sure you can appreciate it. And this time, my dear ones, I am already strapped into my board. Thanks to this great invention called the bench. You can see Calgarians and visitors from far and wide coming up the ski lift and going down for the last few runs of night. The sun's setting over the Rockies and life is just peachy. Apart from the fact that we're in Cowtown. But apart from that little blunder of destiny, let's call... Oh, did you see that guy go flying off the... Oh my God, dear viewer, I don't know if you noticed, this guy just came and he just went flying in the air. Like, the thing is, there's just levels. In everything, as with everything, there's levels. Bye! Okay, I thought that was my brother. I was like, where's he shooting off to? I just taught him how to snowboard, and he's gotten it. He's gone to a point where we figure we're gonna go down the hill, and he'll be coming down here any second now. But yeah, there's always levels. It reminds me of this beautiful saying of Bruce Lee. He's like, if you put limits on anything in anything, whether physical and any other area of your life, it will seep into your work and every other part of your life. So if you put a limit on anything, if you put a limit on just whatever, like how hard a maths problem you can solve, or how high you can jump, or whatever. I mean, the way he says it, it's almost like we're superhuman. He's like, there are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you can only, and you must go on. You mustn't stay there. I think that's my brother coming up the way over here. It might be him, because he's moving extra slow and no, it's a kid. Don't know where he is. I told him I'd meet him down here at the flag. Anyhow, we're here, and I'm looking forward to taking the run down and then giving you an idea of what it's like, and this time having the camera the right way up. So yeah, Bruce Lee was an amazing guy, man. He used to like play ping pong. If you Google, dear viewer, or YouTube Bruce Lee and then ping pong, you'll see this amazing clip of him basically using his nunchucks, and he's playing some other dude. And you know, Chinese people, they're the best ping pong players in the world in any case. And so the guy he's playing, they're playing like it's tennis. They stand back from the table and they're smacking it, and he's using nunchucks. So imagine the level of expertise. Now, I just saw a guy fly off the ridge over here, like this guy, for instance. There he goes. Now, just snowboarding itself, it may look easy, it may not look easy. Just strapping yourself into this thing is hard. It took us forever just to get to a point where, you know, he was safely strapped in and ready to go. And then you got to start like a little bit at a time, right at the bottom. You come up a little way and then you go down, and then you come up a bit further, then you go down. And then the main thing with snowboarding is you have to use basically you're standing, and more or less your weight is centered, right? You'll get into back shifting and forward shifting and leaning one way or the other sooner or later. But the main thing you got to do is keep your balance, and then the board is going to move due to the slope, and then you use your shoulders to point. Don't try and turn with your feet. I used to skateboard, and that was a huge handicap. Like my elder brother, it took him only 2 hours to figure out how to snowboard. And me, I skated for like 10-15 years when I was a kid. And because of that bad learning, it actually impacted my snowboarding, my ability to snowboard. So what I mean by that is, with skateboarding, you actually use your heels and knees, and it's basically below the waist in order to manipulate the board. But with snowboarding, you do the exact opposite. Your feet are planted, you can't really do much there. You can try and twist them around, but that's not what you want to do. What you want to do, once again, is whatever direction you want to turn in, you basically pivot. You just turn your shoulders like somebody. I was in Whistler is where I learned how to snowboard. I went there with my friend Jag, and basically, is that you, Pi? I don't know where he is. I'm gonna have to go up there in a second. Here he comes. It's very scary, right? Anyhow, so I was in Whistler, and my friend took me right to the top of the mountain, and I was like, yeah, I'm a skateboarder. I'm just gonna come flying down there like you know, gangbusters or something like that. And you know, I basically fell right up, practically onto my face as soon as I got off the lift. You go up like 3 mountains. Over here you can see the cars down at the bottom. Perhaps you can see traffic down there, and that's the bottom of the slope, and it takes you what, 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes maximum to get down there. Whistler, my dear viewer, is a location, is probably one of the best, if not the best, skiing locations in the world. People come there from the French Alps and all this kind of stuff, and they say, what Europeans say is that there's a lot of foot traffic down there. Like, you got to wait in line for like 20 minutes sometimes just to get onto the chair. So up in Whistler and out here, it's just like you're on the chair practically right away, which is amazing. So once again, fell off the chair, and then basically fell my way down the mountain essentially. And my friend Jag was like, "Zaidi, get up, you pussy, what are you doing?" and blah blah blah, this and that. And it was horrific, because you stand up and the board is just going straight and you're going towards the edge of the trail, and then you got to fall down. And for the life of me, my dear viewer, I couldn't understand how to turn the board. Oh, come on, strap in. Hey, you put that board on right now, man. You put that board on right now and come down here like a true gentleman. No? Yeah, come on, man. There he goes. Woo! Yeah, that's my brother over there. He's putting on his board. Hopefully he's not bored. Anyhow, so I fell off, fell down, fell up, by the time I reached the bottom, I literally fell all the way. It takes you 45 minutes to snowboard down. So you can imagine me getting up and falling down and getting up and falling down and letting my board go, and then it shoots down and off the trail at one point, and I'm digging around in ditches. Way to go, guy. Way to go, man. That guy is gonna like do some serious damage on the... Oh, these kids are just out of control. Check them out. Like, they just go with the flow big time. You're gonna see some jumps now. So yeah, like off the lip of the ramp. So yeah, by the time I got to the bottom, I was pale as a sheet. Felt like I was wanting to puke. It was literally the hardest thing I ever did in my life, and I've done some pretty hard things. And I lucked out. You know, God is great. I was walking around, I went inside to one of the hotels or something, and I was just spilling my guts to a concierge, and you know, he came, the guy, God bless him, I'll never forget him. To this day, I still remember exactly what he said, which is exactly what I told you, dear viewer. He stepped out from behind his desk and he said, "Listen, man, you got to point with your shoulders. You can't turn using your feet." So we're waiting for Ali. That's really how to snowboard. Step number 1 is strapping in. So you sit down like this, you strap in, and then you kind of buckle your knees and catch the front edge, as you can see, the front edge of your board, and you push yourself up onto the, you know, so you basically catch the front edge of your board on the snow, and you kind of bend your knees underneath you, bend your legs underneath you and catch the front edge, and then stand up, and you'll start moving right away. And when you start moving right away, you have to use your shoulders. Here he comes. Keep going, man. Keep going. I'll meet you downstairs. Just do the best you can. Fall as much as you need to, man. There's no shame in falling. There's only shame in not trying. Go for it, brother. Woo! All right, folks, it's our turn now. Here we go. You're doing great, man. You are doing great. Yeah, and by the way, this is the steep part right here. It just gets easier. It goes a bit steeper over there, but what you're doing is exactly right. You're just slushing down. So you can see the grand views, and you know, when you're actually here in real life, you're like, the thrill of it is just, it's hard to describe. How do you feel right now, Pai? Amazing, huh? Amazing, awesome. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna meet you at the bottom, okay? It's okay. I wonder if we should stay here and wait for him, dear viewer, or shall we continue on our way? I can't make him out. Look how much fun people are having. It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. Like, the thrill of it is like something hard to describe. And when you get as good as this guy, for instance, it's like basically out of control. All right, well, I'll meet him at the bottom like I said I would. We still got a ways to go. So yeah, you start shooting down really fast, and sooner or later you learn the art of flushing, you know, of basically moving your board back and forth and sideways so that you can regulate your speed. And then you learn how to ride on the edge of your board. But it all starts with pointing with your shoulders, right? And once you learn how to point with your shoulders, half the battle is done. Alright, so I guess that's it. Send me some damn comments this time, will you? See you later. There's parents over there. Here they come. Good old mom and dad. Alright, viewer. Ta-da.